Welcome to Seize the Mains by Raj Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative runs from Monday to Saturday in coordination with our website. Every day we discuss one question here from current affairs. A model answer is taught how to write. We teach you how to write a model answer to that question, and after that entire content gets updated on our website for you to see it later, to take cues from it. So what you can do is, after watching this video, do visit our website, which is rajayasacademy.com. Here in the mains answer writing section towards the right hand side, you will see this daily mains answer writing challenge, and all the questions till date have been uploaded. We are on question number 139 of Seize the Mains initiative, and all these questions have been taken from current affairs or taking in view any articles which appear in the newspapers on a daily basis. We have been doing Seize the Mains for almost an year now. So this initiative is definitely going to help you with your answer writing practice. You are definitely going to see a remarkable improvement in your mains score if you've already written mains, and you will find yourself more prepared as compared to the rest of the aspirants if you join this initiative. So just click on the particular question that is posted on the website. If you click on any one of them, you will see a page like this, and under the question model answer would be there, and in the comment section you can share your own answers with us. What you do is, see, the problem with civil services preparation is that yes, you write answers, you pick yourselves up and you write answers, but there is nobody to check your answers. So this is an entirely free of cost initiative brought up by our academy. What you can do is post your answers on the website in the form of a picture, photograph, or just type your answer in the comment section. Our team will evaluate your answers entirely free of cost and respond back to you with their feedback in the next few days. So that's how you can improve. No inputs involved, just for your practice, just aiming for your betterment, for your success. So the topic for today is fiscal deficit. Let's see what is the question with regards to it. The question is, what is fiscal deficit? What are the impacts of high fiscal deficit on Indian economy? Answer in 150 words. If you have been following news in newspapers, yesterday's newspaper, Indian Express specifically, covered an article that how India's G20 leadership is significant, how India should now work for fiscal consolidation, and that is of utmost importance because our fiscal deficit is very high. Although our GDP and inflation rates are in control as compared to rest of the G20 countries, but our fiscal deficit is very high, and as budget would be coming up in the next few months, so you would see a lot of articles from economy point of view, at least for the next 4 months. And this is the time when you can have a lot of facts and fodder for economy. You can read economy. This is the best time to study economy whenever budget session is around February or January end. So definitely pick up that subject, clear your doubts, clear your basics, and jot down all the points that you see in editorials nowadays, because this time of the year won't return and you won't be able to find some good points for economy ever till your mains. So let's see how will we write this answer, how will we address this question. The first part is very simple. What is fiscal deficit? If you have taken GS course, or if you've studied economy, even basic economy, I'm sure this part of the answer can be handled, and definitely yes, it would require one line definition, but elaborate it more, give one more line also, give at least 2-3 lines for defining fiscal deficit. What are the impacts of high fiscal deficit on Indian economy? So yes, impacts is something that is your key here, that is something that needs to be focused upon. Also, I would request you that you inculcate all the points, all the data that you must be looking at in the newspapers nowadays, because otherwise if you look at it, this is a question from static portion. This is not a question from current affairs. Fiscal deficit has been a problem for the country, especially after demonetization, the COVID-19 pandemic, that has increased, that has gone up. So this is from static portion of your syllabus. It is not necessarily from current affairs. What you can do better from other aspirants is inculcate statistics, inculcate solutions, and give valid explanations with examples, and introduce some creativity. Let's see how we'll move forward. So let's define fiscal deficit first, then we'll talk about fiscal deficit of India, and we'll also talk about FRBM, or the Financial Responsibility and Budget Management Act, which actually restricts the fiscal deficit. It sets an upper limit for the fiscal deficit. So it says that fiscal deficit is an indication of the total borrowings needed by the government. That is a very, very plain statement, a very basic definition. Explain the technical part of it. In other words, it is the difference between total revenue and total expenditure of the government. What you can do is revenue minus expenditure. This is something FD is equal to revenue minus expenditure. That can be represented this ways also, or in any creative way you want. Then talk about the FRBM Act, the Fiscal Responsibility and Budgetary Management Act of 2003, envisioned bringing down the fiscal deficit to 3% of GDP. However, currently fiscal deficit stands at almost 9.9%, that is close to 10%. And this is the combined fiscal deficit for central and state governments, which is the highest amongst all the G20 countries. Now India is taking over presidency of G20, so that is very significant. You will see a lot of points with in comparison to G20 nations. So jot them down, use them in your answers. They will add more weight to your reasoning. So highest amongst all the G20 countries, it has the following implications. That means fiscal deficit has the following implications, which is the second part of your answer. What are the impacts of high fiscal deficit on Indian economy? So when the fiscal deficit is high, the government tends to borrow a lot of money. So as government borrows from RBI, which meets this demand by printing more currency, there are high chances of more inflation in the economy. So this may cause inflationary pressure in the economy. The interest rates will increase. The second one is the bond yield will increase. So that means the government, they have the taxpayers' money. That money will go in repaying the bond interest, and that money could have been very well used for education or healthcare, but now it is going, governments will go in repaying that bond interest rather than in education, healthcare, or any other activities which would help in development of the country. The third one is fiscal deficit crowds out investment from private sector. As you know, government borrows most of the cash, so cash is not available with the for private sector to borrow from. So that decreases the investment levels also, especially the local investment that is happening. Borrowing is in fact financial burden on the future generations. Obviously, borrowing is something, if you're borrowing something, where are you borrowing it from? You are liable to repay that money in the next year. Then that carries forward for the next year, and that continues forever. And it also, the interest also keeps on adding on that money. So basically, it is a liability on the future generations. And first of all, we do not have a right over it, especially when that happens for a very long time. So we always talk about sustainable development. Here it is the question of sustainable finance. And so yes, at times a sustained high fiscal deficit can impact a country's credit rating. This is very important. India has got improvement in credit ratings in the past 5 years. That is a fact that we know. But if you have sustained fiscal deficit for a very long period of time, the credit rating of the country can reduce. And what happens is people firms from other countries or investors from other countries do not want to come to your country. They do not want to invest there, hence lesser jobs. And in fact, even if there are chances that you need to take loans from international monetary institutions, these institutions also feel reluctant many a times if the credit rating of the country is not good. So these are the 5 broad implications. What you can do is expand these points. Since the question or the answer has to be only for 150 words, you also have to give a conclusion or a way forward for sure. Whenever your question is talking about a problem, especially a national problem, always end your answers with a way forward. Give a solution, whether it is just a 2-line solution or whatever. So see, here in the we'll give up a solution. The best way to proceed is to set up a high level committee of credible professionals to look into the issue of non-targeted subsidies. Subsidies enjoy a major chunk, they take a major chunk of all the expenditures that government is carrying out, and a lot of fiscal deficit is coming from non-targeted subsidies and unplanned expenditures around elections. A lot of local terms have been prevailing in the newspapers. A lot of political terms have also come up regarding unplanned expenditures and this gift culture and all the benefits that are given to people around elections. So they also, increase the fiscal deficit, especially in case of states. And then it is the future government that has to pay the price. And in a way, in the long run, it's the future generation who has to pay the price. So a high-level committee should be set up containing credible professionals, to look into at least these two issues, which are the major contributors to fiscal deficit. And this is something where we can control expenditure. Other expenditures, they are obviously necessary, your salaries, pensions, everything is necessary, but this is something that can be targeted and planned. This committee would suggest ways and means to bring in frugality and efficiency in public expenditures of the center and states, making it more growth oriented, creating more jobs and livelihoods, and more environment protecting or more environment protection. So this is, again, these are few lines from your the article of Indian Express regarding talking about fiscal deficit of India being highest amongst all the G20 nations. So do refer to that article. I'll link it on the website and also in the description below. Do check it out. Do check out our website. The link is there in the description. Also, stay tuned to our channel. Definitely start writing answers, because this is one thing that will take you ahead in your civil services journey. All the best. I'll see you with another discussion tomorrow.